total offense leader of the Big Ten Conference, quarterback for the University of Iowa Hawkeyes, throwing to Devin Harberts, the Big Ten's leading pass receiver. Shane Montgomery, one of 3 quarterbacks for the North Carolina State Wolfpack, throwing to Naz Worthen, an outstanding pass catcher. Iowa versus North Carolina State, today in the 1988 Peach Bowl. The following NCAA College Bowl game is a feature presentation of Ms. Lou TV Sports. From Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, welcome to the 1988 Peach Bowl. This afternoon's game features a classic matchup of 2 intersectional teams representing the Big Ten, the University of Iowa Hawkeyes, against the Atlantic Coast Conference's North Carolina State Wolfpack. This game is brought to you by Pabst Brewing Company, brewers of famous Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, and Hams from the land of sky blue waters. By the Independent Insurance Agents of America and the companies they represent. By Interstate Batteries and their 175,000 authorized interstate dealers all across America. By Precision Tune. We do more than fix your car. We guarantee it. By Owens Corning Fiberglass. Our building products put your house in the pink. And by Hardee's. We're out to win you over. It's an overcast day in Atlanta. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Peach Bowl, the traditional game on New Year's Eve day for you, the football fans of America. Happy New Year, one and all. The Iowa Hawkeyes out of the Big Ten battling the Wolfpack from North Carolina State. Well, our play-by-play team today are 2 well-known names in the sport of football, college and pro. On play-by-play, the legendary Ray Scott and his color man, twice All-American at the University of Illinois, and also a former Green Bay Packer, Jim Grabowski. Gentlemen, Happy New Year.
Thank you, Dwayne, and a Happy New Year to you. Jim, is it oversimplifying things to say that Iowa represents size and strength and North Carolina State represents quickness and speed?
I don't think so, Ray. I think you hit it right on the head. It's a very strong physical team from the Iowa Hawkeye standpoint, and a very quick team for the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now, the Wolfpack has led their conference in 3 of the 4 major defensive categories, but yet they have to face this Hawkeye team that's big and strong. But the Hawkeyes are at a disadvantage because only one of that big, strong offensive line has started all 12 games.
In chatting yesterday with the 2 coaches, I'm particularly remembering what Dick Sheridan, the NC State head coach, had to say and talking about playing Iowa. He said, you know, it'd be nice to find out if we can compete with a team that is big and strong. Do you think he was being serious?
I think he was absolutely serious. He has no frame of reference. They had no common opponent. And when you're watching films, you just don't know how to judge unless you've seen those opponents and played against those opponents. So he's not sure if they can match up against that strong physical Hawkeye team.
Well, it'll start unfolding very shortly, the outcome of this game, how it's going to go. But meanwhile, back to the field and Dwayne Dow.
All right, well, today I'm the question man. We'd like to ask you fans around the United States today's pertinent question on our Ms. Lou TV Sports package as we ask you what your opinion is on what college football team should be named number 1 in the nation after the bowl games are played. Now, if you think that Notre Dame should be named number 1 following the bowl games, call us now at this number, 1-900-400-6381. If, on the other hand, you feel it should be West Virginia voted number 1, named number 1, vote us at 1-900-400-6382. If your vote would go to Florida State, call us at 1-900-400-6383. Or if you think the Miami Hurricanes are deserving of the number 1 position, vote us at 1-900-400-6384. Let's hear your vote. There is a $1 charge. And we'll be right back from the Peach Bowl. Back here at the Peach Bowl, we have Iowa Hawkeyes taking on North Carolina State. Quite a matchup it should be. Let's check out those matchups right now. Brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company, brewers of famous Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, and by hands from the land of sky blue waters.
The North Carolina State Wolfpack finished with a 7-3-1 mark, 4-2-1 in the ACC, finishing third. Leading the way in offense for the Wolfpack, wide receiver Naz Worthen. The senior all-ACC receiver led the Wolfpack with 55 catches for 856 yards and 7 touchdowns. The offense is run by junior quarterback Shane Montgomery. Montgomery, a Newark, Ohio native, threw for over 1,500 yards, making good on 62% of his passes. A balanced ground attack was led by freshman Tyrone Jackson. The 5'9" Temple Hills, Maryland product gained 464 yards and scored 5 touchdowns. The Wolfpack defense was topped by senior outside linebacker Scott Auer. Auer was named first-team All-ACC after leading NC State with 8 quarterback sacks. He also had 71 tackles. The secondary was anchored by freshman sensation Jesse Campbell. Campbell was named the ACC Rookie of the Year, along with first-team All-ACC honors, after he led the Wolfpack in tackles and interceptions. The Iowa Hawkeyes had an up-and-down season, finishing with a 6-3-3 mark, with all 3 ties coming in Big Ten classes. The offense was led by senior quarterback Chuck Hartlieb. Hartlieb completed 63% of his passes for 3,310 yards and 14 touchdowns. Hartlieb led the Big Ten in total offense by over 50 yards a game. Hartlieb's favorite receiver was senior tight end Marv Cook. Despite missing 3.5 games with an ankle injury, Cook caught 55 passes for 645 yards. Another familiar Hartlieb target was senior wide receiver Devin Harbert. The former walk-on led the Hawkeyes in reception yards with 779 on just 49 catches. The defense was anchored by senior linebacker Jim Riley. The Dubuque, Iowa native led the Hawkeyes in tackles with 123, including 69 solos.
Welcome back to the Peach Bowl. We are in Atlanta, Georgia. North Carolina State, the Wolfpack, the Hawkeyes of Iowa. I'm Ray Scott, Jim Grabowski by my side. You've heard from Dwayne Dow. A couple of things in these teams' records intrigue me. I look at North Carolina State. In their 7 victories, they gave up no touchdowns. And yet they gave up 43 points in a 43 tie with Duke, and earlier gave up 30 points to Maryland. How do you explain that?
I think it's very difficult to explain. I think Dick Sheridan would like to know what happened, especially in the Duke game. Duke had a good offense, but it wasn't that great. Yet they turn around the next week and stop a very strong Pittsburgh team, and they hold them to only 3 points. So I think it's a mystery.
Intriguing, and looking at the Iowa schedule, you see 3 ties, which is in itself unusual, but actually they were within, a couple of field goals of representing the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl.
They very well could have been the team to represent the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl. As you said, 3 ties. You have to be the most tied team in the country this year, and tied very good football teams, Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State.
Also intriguing, to my point of view, is the fact that we have a North Carolina State head coach, Dick Sheridan, who elected to stay at North Carolina State. And you have in Hayden Fry, a man who has truly established, just as Dick Sheridan has in lesser time, but Hayden Fry has established truly a great program at Iowa.
Oh, he certainly has. They love him out there in Iowa. And he said that he loves Iowa. He came from Texas, as you know, and he said, I really found a home here. I really enjoyed it, and I'm staying.
As one who participated in this sport at the college and professional level, condition of the field, they tell us it's damp. Does this negate that speed of NC State in any way?
It very well may do that, Ray, because it is wet, it is damp, and North Carolina State has the speed, especially on the flanks with Peoples and Worthen. They are excellent receivers. This field may slow them down.
Well, we're just moments away from the kickoff. NC State and the Hawkeyes of Iowa. We'll be back right after these messages.